Hi everybody, it is Nick from Booster here, and we are continuing the Key Quick Conversation series, and we are here with the London skyline behind us yet again. It seems a bit of a habit. We've got St Paul's just here, you can see. Tiny St Paul's. And I'm here with Joe, and we are finding out what the key is. So Joe, please could you introduce yourself and then share with us what you feel the key is to successful client and agency relationships.
Will do. Thank you. Thanks, Nick. So I'm Joe Juber, and I'm an independent consultant and strategist, mainly focusing on brand and marketing strategy on behalf of clients, working in-house at agencies and so forth. And I've worked both agency side and client side. I've been in agency new business as well as mostly strategy. So I have pitched for business. I have had people pitch to me, and I've managed those agency relationships across creative, media, whatever it happens to be. So this is a subject very close to my heart, and I've seen the good and the bad and the ugly. I've had joyous relationships and miserable ones, and as I think most people have. So I was reflecting on what makes those things joyous and makes it like just a really wonderful experience to everyone to work on that does great work. And I think the big thing for me is about that ultimately it's a relationship of equals. If you're very cynical, you could say it's a relationship of mutual benefit. Agencies need clients to earn money and keep the lights on, and clients need agencies for the talent and capabilities they just don't have, or because they've promised something to the board, so they need someone to deliver it. But that's a sort of almost like a relationship of mutually assured destruction, really, isn't it? Which is a very negative way of looking at it. And actually, it should be joyful and it should lead to great outcomes. And that starts with knowing it is a relationship. Of equals at the end of the day, and that mutual respect is incredibly important.
Amazing, thank you. My goodness, yes, so well placed to give your opinion on this. Thank you. So, with the mutual respect, how can one encourage mutual respect? It's obviously very easy to say, and there'll be a lot of desire from people to do it. But how can one help that?
Yeah, I know. It's the sort of thing that says sort of easier said than done. So I think the first thing that's really important is language. And I remember Nikki Bullard on a previous episode of this stealing partly what I was going to say of talking about banishing the phrase client service. And I think she's absolutely spot on. Language is so important when you're trying to create any sort of form of positive change. As we see in everything to do with social justice, words have power. So things like client and supplier should probably be banished forever from the lexicon. Supplies is something you get from the stationery cupboard. It's not people. So I do think there is something really important in the language that we choose. I think the second thing is about acknowledging it's hard. It is, to my point about a relationship of equals, it is a relationship, and relationships are really tough. So I think and no matter how brilliant your scope of work is or your SLAs are, there's only so much you can sort of create a mechanical blueprint for what makes a successful relationship. So I think it's important to acknowledge it is hard and put in the legwork. First of all, in making sure that you have a good chemistry in the first place, and then to continue to how you maintain that chemistry, how you can lean into potentially uncomfortable conversations. And it's like any relationship, you've just got to work at it. Because the most successful relationships in our industry are long marriages and between agencies. It's that where you've got like a rotation of relationships, something's not quite right. And then thirdly, I think that leadership is really important, and it's really important for agency and client leaders to role model that mutual respect is really, really important. From a client perspective, the agency are not a supplier who are subservient to you. You need them as much as they need you. And for agency, and the client is not a moron. There's incredible expertise within all client organisations that really understand their business and their product, and that's something that is really important for agencies, as all the good agencies do, to mine. So yeah, I think it's those three things.
Wow, amazing! Thank you. A wonderful take on it, and great sort of actionable ways to actually help that happen. So, Joe, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Nick. Thanks.
Alrighty.